Okay, so our next speaker is William Gray, Right Brain Solutions for New Work Challenges.
Hello. I'm going to be talking about work I've been doing for 33 years, and the part I like best about it is I start with ideas, create actions from the ideas that produce results. And I'm going to share with you some of the things that I've been doing. There's a sheet coming around that will really help you follow what I'm presenting because I don't have any PowerPoints. I'm going to start with the middle of the sheet, with the little star thing in the middle. When you see the sheet, you'll see what I mean. In the USA, the Pew Center has been tracking 8 trends. And one of the trends it's tracking is called new work. And what they concluded under new work, and they concluded this for the USA, but by extension, I think it's also true in Canada. If we're going to be competitive in the global economy, the only way we can do it is with right brain creative capability. All of the left brain routine jobs are starting to be outsourced. And it doesn't matter if it's computer programming, legal agreements, fabricating materials. Try going to a Walmart and find anything made in Canada. It comes from countries where labor is cheap. So if we're going to compete in the global economy, the way we're going to do it is with ideas that are creative, that are turned into actions that produce results. And so I just want to share with you some of the things that I've been doing. Varian Associates has 23 divisions. It's a worldwide company with 23 divisions. The radiation division, when I started working with them, was number 23. It was a black hole. It lost money. The only reason they kept it going is it was making equipment that was being used in cancer research and so on. And so they asked me to come in and help them try to deal with their situation. Now, the main situation they needed help with was turnover among high potentials. And so we set up a mentoring program, and the way we decided to match the partners is we allowed the high potentials to nominate who they wanted to be their mentor. Well, one high potential nominated a senior vice president whose background had been in project management. And so together, they were going to work on a project on how one becomes a project manager. Because believe it or not, in all 23 divisions, they had no courses at that time that you could take on how to become a project manager. You simply got onto a project team, and through osmosis, you learned. Well, this high potential thought there had to be a quicker way to do it. So he asked for this particular mentor. And together, they sort of systematized the process, and then they mobilized what they did and turned it into courses that took the radiation division from 23 into the top 5. It became a profit center. Let me give you another example. Eastman Kodak, late 1980s. How many of you have ever owned a Kodak camera? Okay. Have you owned a digital Kodak camera? This is how you got it. When they asked me to come there and work with them, they were chemistry-based. They hired people with backgrounds in chemistry. And when I went into Rochester and they drove me around, I said, this looks like a giant chemistry lab. And they said, yeah, that's our problem. Because the future is electronics. It's the digital age. So what they were doing is they were hiring people with backgrounds in electronics and putting them onto these hybrid projects, working with people with backgrounds in chemistry and expecting them to work well together. No. Didn't happen. So, using the collaborative program planning process, we put our heads together, bounced a lot of ideas around to try to figure out how to deal with the problem. And so we decided the best way to do it is before someone in electronics and someone in chemistry started to actually work on a project together, let them just do some knowledge exchange and understand what each could contribute. What is their jargon? How do they think? How do they solve a problem? What contributions can they make? Because we had to break down the pecking order. I graduated from the University of Virginia, and I can tell you that electrical engineering was at the top. Chemical engineering was further down. And you can go to any campus into the pecking order. I'm going to skip around here. Let me give you another one. Number 5. AT&T Consumer Products Lab phoned and said we have a turnover problem. We have high potentials, we can't promote them, and they're leaving. What can we do? So we assembled some people on a planning team and bounced some ideas around. And what surfaced from that is the idea of taking 3, 4, 5 of these high potentials and letting them work with someone who was doing leading edge work, creating new products. And if the high potentials left the company, they wouldn't have access to this leading edge expertise because it was resident in that person. And so what we started as a project to reduce turnover ended up becoming a project that got products out the door quicker and better because of the energy and enthusiasm of these high potentials who got really excited working with these leading edge experts. And so that's knowledge translation, translating the knowledge into a product. Let's go to number 6. CSX Transportation used to be America's largest railroad. It gave me a call and said, here's our problem. We have management labor conflicts, people work in departmental silos, and we're just not servicing our clients very well. And so we put our thinking caps on during the planning process and decided that if we were going to do silo busting, we had to come up with something fairly creative. So we decided on something called knowledge sharing. And basically what we did is we paired people with different backgrounds, like someone from union, someone from management, someone in sales, someone in finance. Let me give you an example. In sales, it's go, 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 make the sale. In finance, it's no, 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 we won't make any money. And so sales was shutting down, finance was shutting down sales and vice versa. Sales thought they were the only reason the company existed. We bring in the money, and you guys aren't letting us. So we had to deal with all of those kinds of silo thinking and conflict. So by